Right, morning everybody. The weather from yesterday continued a little bit. It was pretty drizzly this morning early, so we had a little bit of a sleep in and heading out a little bit later. We just had reports of a pack of dogs coming onto our concession, so we're going to be heading out there and hopefully get them at least and see what they're up to. Right, so we've just bumped into this hyena. Hyenas are phenomenal scavengers and are constantly following other predators. We saw yesterday with the leopard and the hyena constantly following predators, so he could be following the pack of dogs. Could be a sign that we're pretty close. So that was quite interesting. While the hyena was listening, a big male baboon came up behind him and scared him off. Baboons are quite renowned for being aggressive to other predators, so they've got to be pretty careful. They're massive canines, so it's quite understandable that relatively young hyena hightailed it out of there. Okay, we've got the tracks of the wild dogs as well as some hyena on the road here heading west on top of all of the rain, so it's pretty fresh. Right, fortunately we have managed to find the pack of dogs, or painted wolves, as people are trying to call them these days. Fortunately for us, they've settled down and are resting. Wild dogs can move huge distances, and it is warming up a little. They've probably been active quite a lot this morning. It is now nearly 9:45, so time for them to settle down and rest for the day before getting active this afternoon again. This one dog closest to us seems to have been in a bit of a scuffle today. I'm not sure with what, most likely hyenas. You saw the hyena earlier. They're always in conflict with hyenas, particularly if they get a kill. They've probably got a nip on the nose, but that's not a very serious injury. They'll recover fully from that. So this male will spend quite a lot of time grooming and cleaning himself. Those injuries are not too bad, but he'll continually keep it clean. The saliva of animals have got quite strong antiseptic properties, so that will assist in the healing of the wounds, and he'll make a quick and speedy recovery from those injuries. Right, so that was quite interesting behavior between the male and the female there. It looks like the alpha female, and that male is giving her a lot of attention, sleeping very close to her there, not letting her get too far ahead of him, indicating that she might be coming into estrus, and that he's interested in mating with her, but at this stage he's not getting much joy. So not far from where the wild dogs are sleeping, you have these 3 hyenas also resting up. They'll stay with the pack almost indefinitely now while they're on the concession, and in the hyenas territory. Wild dogs have got a very high success rate when hunting, and so there's always lots of things to scavenge for the hyenas, so they spend almost all of their time with the pack. So fortunately we were able to find the pack. Unfortunately we got to them after all this morning's activity, so we'll head on and hopefully we'll get to see them either this afternoon or in the next few days if they spend a few days on our concession. So let's hold thumbs. Quite a nice dark male. We spoke about the horns in one of the previous episodes, how you can tell it's a male with the horns on top, or the ossicles. With the males they're bald, whereas with the females they've got a nice little paintbrush tip to the end of the horns. It's actually quite interesting. The tree that he's feeding on at the moment is called a buffalo thorn, and quite widely regarded by the guiding industry as one of the most vicious of bushes when you're driving through the bush. It's got very sharp hook thorns, and we're always amazed at how well the browsers are able to pick the leaves off that bush and not be affected by those hook thorns, whereas we quite literally have our skin and clothes ripped by it. Heading back to camp now. We've got this nice breeding herd of elephants coming down towards Georgie's Dam. Hopefully they'll come down to the pan and have a little drink for us, but we'll spend a bit of time with them. See that little youngster over there, still probably under a year old, so completely reliant on mother's milk still. Hasn't got full control of its trunk yet. It'll take about 2 years before it gets full control of the trunk. So not needing to drink the water, but just playing with it and learning how to drink for when he needs to, but at the moment just enjoying the mud. It's interesting to see these elephants feeding mainly on the leaves at the moment. Elephants' diet is pretty varied throughout the year. It's been most of the summer feeding on the very high nutritious grass, but as that starts losing its nutritional value, they start switching their diet to more of a browse diet, all of the trees. So there's still quite a lot of grass available here, but it's all pretty brown and looks like they're starting to switch to more of a winter diet now. Right everybody, I think not going to get much better than this. Sitting in the middle of a big breeding herd of elephants just outside camp, and I think we'll leave it there and catch up with you in the next episode.